My blackness has gotten me a lot of opportunities. In Japan, I am a medium-sized fish in a small pond versus an ocean like in Europe or in America. I went to a predominantly black school, and I actually did get made fun of for listening to J-pop and K-pop at the time, and I was told I wasn't black enough, whatever that means. Life in the US for me was, I was blessed to have like a kind of upper middle class upbringing. I did work part-time, but I bought my own video games, yay. It started with a little interest in anime, but I actually really enjoyed the songs, the endings, and the openings for the songs of the anime. I thought it was really cool that Japanese people were singing like R&B and pop and rock. It was just like a whole different world, so I just really loved how the language sounded. I had the opportunity to visit and do like a 2-week kind of exchange program with a whole bunch of other kids and things like that. And so we toured around Japan. We like climbed Mount Fuji for like an hour or something, and then we went to Nagoya and we went to Osaka. We came to Tokyo. So it was a lot of fun, and I thought to myself, oh, this is cool. I want to experience more. After that, I went to community college for 2 years to save money before coming to Temple University. Actually, originally I studied mass communication, so it's pretty weird because I always thought of myself eventually being part of a production of some sort and not necessarily being on stage. One of my aunts, she's like, I have a friend who used to be part of a band called Atlantic Star, and he's living in Japan, and you should meet up with him. And I met up with him, and he's a saxophone player and singer, and he was like, you're young, do you sing? And I was like, oh, I used to sing in like elementary school and middle school, but I don't really sing anymore. He's like, well, they're always looking for black people to sing at weddings and stuff. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, yes, it's pretty good money and like good experience, and they're always looking for young black people to do that. And I was like, okay. Summer of 2010, Otakon in Baltimore, was it in Baltimore? It was in Baltimore then. Otakon in Baltimore then had a guest group called Homei the Kazoku perform. I got to meet them and like interview them for a blog that I was writing for at the time, and I told them that I lived in Japan, and they were like, oh, that's awesome, you should come hang out and like at our festival. So I like went to their festival, and from then like we became good friends, and they would invite me to shows, and I would just meet more producers and more artists that way, and that's basically how I got the ball rolling with like singing for Japanese artists. Homemade Kazoku just kind of opened the door to get me into certain spaces with different artists. So they were just like, hey, there's this guy and there's this guy. And when I just would have casual conversations, sometimes a producer would be like, hey, I need some vocals on this track, can you do them? And I'm like, sure. And I guess from there I just kind of started meeting more people and getting work that way. So on top of doing like weddings and parties with other type of agents, I was just doing more work with Japanese artists as well. So I will say in the very beginning, it was kind of weird. Like the wedding part was really weird. Everything's curated in a certain way at Japanese weddings for the most part. Some chapels, because I don't think a lot of Japanese people are really Christian, but they have this image that at American weddings we have like a gospel choir and like nuns. And so they think that there's Sister Act too. So for some reason, when the groom comes in, I sing Jesus Loves Me. When the bride comes in, I sing Amazing Grace. And during the ring exchange, I sing His Eyes on the Sparrow. And at the very end, I sing Oh Happy Day. Half of those songs are funeral songs, and they make no sense. But this is just an image that they want. I guess at the time they really wanted it, so they just wanted a black person to do all of that. At first it made me really uncomfortable because I'm not necessarily like a hardcore Christian now, and even then I was just kind of like uncomfortable with it, but at the same time it's just like an act, because even the preacher was just like a random white guy, and he probably wasn't Christian either, but he just kind of officiated the wedding. My blackness has gotten me a lot of opportunities, and I won't deny it. Like, I definitely do think that in Japan, I am a medium-sized fish in a small pond versus an ocean, like in Europe or in America. I'm actually a lot harder on myself when it comes to my own material. I can find ways to write music for other people and other like songs for other people really quickly. Like, I think I wrote something for an idol group in like about an hour. I wrote the lyrics in about an hour. But when it comes to my stuff, I'm very critical, so it takes quite some time for my own things to come out. I actually enjoy writing for other people a lot more than I do for writing for myself. I might throw in a little pop culture references. I'm a Pokemon stan, so you might actually hear some Pokemon move names in some of my other songs. I'll throw things in there like that. But I mainly just kind of go off of my own experiences, and I'll start with the lyrics and add a melody, and then when I come up with that melody, I will send it off to a producer or somebody to make a track to go on it. I would say if you're coming to Japan to study, save money by going to community college first. I will say that that was a pretty important decision that my family had to make, and it helped a lot in the long run. I am still paying student loans, but not as much as I probably would have. It does save a lot of money. So if you're gonna study, definitely do it like 1 or 2 years at community college and get your basic stuff out of the way. I do say learn the language. Learn as much as you can before you come, and that is hiragana, katakana. Learn as much as you can. I would also say save a lot of money. But in terms of if you want to be a singer-songwriter, just kind of have everything. I didn't have any of this stuff ready, remember? I just was kind of thrusted into it. But what you can do is, you know, have your demos ready, have your material ready, look for different open mic sessions to join, reach out to different producers, go to different shows, just talk to people, really. I think that's with any industry. See who you can meet up with and network. There are several different agencies for modeling and for voice acting. So there's a bunch of lists on the website, on the internet, that have the list of the agencies that you can join, and you know, just make sure you have all your material ready, like your demos and your photos, and just see where you go from there, honestly. And join those open mic sessions, because you never know who's listening. You never know who's listening, you never know who's watching. And this is how I made it in Japan.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching.
If you like this video, please do not forget to check the links in the description box below. You will find links for Imani, Nayo, and myself.
And to find out more, to stay up to date with us, be sure to like and subscribe so you can get notifications. Imani, thank you once again.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye-bye.